you think is going to make it through? Let us know in the Twitch chat and let us know on Twitter. Is it Mocket or is it Penta? We're about to find out. It's your next best of 5 of the day for the European region. Let's go over to the commentary desk with Leaf and Final Carpet. Take it away, guys.
That's right. We have yet another spot to fill, and I love that they keep sending me new friends over here.
I mean, you need them. You need them, Leaf.
I know, I'm getting lonely. Getting lonely. But yeah, this is going to be a fantastic match. We saw one of these teams earlier, Mocket. Fantastic games, and I expect fantastic games again. Penta was expected to be in Season 2, and they ended up flopping out a bit before the quals. And unfortunately, they're in a spot again where they might not make it again.
Penta is one of those teams where it's like the dad disappointment, you know? Like, I'm not mad at them, but I'm just disappointed.
You're just sad.
I just want to see them move on because I know they're great and I love watching them play. So I would love to see them move on. In Season 2, I think we all took a little bit of a hit when we saw them. We didn't even get to see them on stream at all. They didn't even make it that far. And now, getting knocked down before they even made it to the end in the upper bracket. Now they're in the lower bracket. And against Mocket of all teams. I'm sure that's not what they were hoping. They're like, oh, it's okay. We're in the lower bracket. Maybe we'll have a decent team. Crap, it's Mocket.
Yeah, right. I mean, unfortunately, it sounds like we're already writing their obituaries here. They have a chance. They are a solid team. It's just Mocket is one, as they said on the desk, one of those top 4 teams expected to be in it. And if Mocket doesn't make it, I'd honestly call that the upset here. But Penta, again, going to be upset if they don't make it in. This is going to be an intense match. I'm hoping for a Game 5. I want as much Penta as I can get on the screen right now.
I mean, I don't think it's outlandish to think Penta could take this. I just know it's not going to be easy.
Oh, not at all. But we have a best of 5 for you guys between Mocket Esports and Penta Sports as we go into game number 1. One of these teams going home. One of these teams getting a league spot, the 6th spot in EU for the RLCS Season 3. So we drop down. Mystic is going to almost do it. I kind of wish that went in because that was some great ground play there. A flick at the end, but off the post.
If that foreshadows how Mocket is going to play the rest of this, it is going to be a really rough patch for Penta. But here they come in with an early shot. Pondax.
Well, if that foreshadows what's about to happen, they might take it. Pondax, beautiful shot.
Able to read that so quickly. I don't think anyone expected it. And he also cut it back in. He didn't just drop it down to the net, but he also cut the angle as well, making it even harder to read. As a defender, if you're not going to make it up for that as he's going to get there, what do you do?
Well, here's the thing. As a defender, you see someone ready for a shot and a backboard pass. You stay down and you wait for that. They did, and the mix-up came through. Pwned threw that one into the net. Good play from him, but last defender here, he's got to stop a shot now. Retaliation from Mocket. Speaking of retaliations, Mystic takes out Killer on his way back. There's one to the center. K-Dop off the post. Not able to get that one in. That's going to return back the other way. Killer, look at him, almost throwing that one in. Freaky and Pwn ready to set up a play here. There's Killer moving through. Nice block onto K-Dop. Look at the aggression coming out right now from Penta. They want another goal. They're thirsty. They tasted that first one, and they're trying again. This could be a breakout chance now, but no, look, Pwn already on a good rotation, puts the pressure on, and keeps Mocket in their own end.
Remember, lowest bracket right now. This is their last chance for both of these teams.
Yep.
2 teams who would expect it to both make it into group play, and sadly, we're going to have to watch one go.
And that's the rough spot about EU right now, is there's like 10 teams that should be in, but we have 8 slots. And one of these teams is one of those, and they might not be able to get in. Well, one of them won't be able to get in. Ain't a question about it. Mocket looking to answer that first goal. 2 minutes in, still haven't. That's a chance there. Mystic puts one on target. Killer with a strong rotation.
All
throws
3
it
in the
side.
corner.
You're right, but Killer does maintain his composure. Good communication. They left it alone, but that's a demo. Put a block. Pwned coming in clutch to keep that ball out of the net. They still sit in the lead. That was a great situation for Mocket. A smart play. Just an even smarter defense coming out from Penta as they hold on to this lead. The attack's starting to come up from Mocket, though they are starting to put that ball down into the Penta end and on target. There's another shot to the far side. Mystic will have another chance to pop this one out as K-Dop boosts himself up. Fairy Peak is set down for a teammate. K-Dop waits, and that will send back to the midfield.
Mocket's got a lot of shots, but their accuracy is not as the usual that we used to see out of them. A couple of their shots, they've been close, point blank. They know they have to make it around a defender. There is someone in net, but they could take the wide shots to the corners. Sometimes they're just going a bit too wide and hitting the backboard instead.
Another minute has passed. It's still An unanswered goal from Mocket Esports. Penta has that lead, but not by far. This could be answered quickly. A dunk there sets that into the box, but another defender from Mocket will be able to keep that one out. Mystic with a hard clear off the backboard to follow up himself. Thankfully for Penta, Killer was up on the back wall. He's able to keep it out. Rough spot here. Killer, good rotation. He's got to watch though. He's the last defender here. Fairy Peak shots on net, just stopped out. Pwned will be able to put that one to the side. Freaky by himself, could get sent back down into the Penta end as Mocket tries to advance once more. They're playing smart when they know they've lost control. They back off and try to start again from their own end.
Watching Freaky wait for boost.
It's just boost camping over there. We know that works out sometimes, but fortunately it hasn't caused any problems for him yet. Pwned grabbing the boost, respecting the shot from Mystic. Follows that one up, and once again, Pwned from the skies 3 or 4 times now. He's made those saves. And that's just scary when you can have a guy come from anywhere and save that. How are you supposed to put it in the net?
He's like putting it out in front of his own net. He's just tantalating them. He's like, come on, take the shot, don't worry. And then he's right there to block it and get the 50-50.
But he has full control the whole time.
Yep.
Just teasing. Mock it right now as they only sit 1 goal down, dangling it in front of their eyes. Fortunately, Mock it can't pick that low-hanging fruit. Fairy Peak. We'll try someone for Mystic. Mystic has been on fire this series so far, or sorry, today so far. Can't connect with the back of the net yet, though. There's Mystic up once again. A clear from Pwned. Down to the other end. A shot for him now. Potential. Ooh. Tries for the top side. K-Dop is there to greet that one. Freaky sends that back in. A nice wheel pinch. Pass in front of the net. That's going to be a drop down for Killer. Tries to get a backside on it. Fairy Peak will throw it out with 10 seconds left. All they have to do is hold on to their offense here and make sure that Mocket can't set up any plays. They're taking their time. A slow play. Mystic with a follow. Pass up for K-Dop, but he's too far behind. There's Fairy Peak on target with no seconds left. Penta throws it away.
Fairy Peak's shot. Look at the angle he has to make on this. He waits till the last second for that flip, puts it directly on a target with enough pace to where it's not going to get blocked by a defender, at least not easily, and they somehow bring this first game into an overtime.
I was for sure Pwned, a save after save, was going to get that, but he, as the last defender, wasn't able to get a good piece of that cake, and it throws right into their own net. And there it is, into overtime. Game number 1 between Mocket and Penta. And Mocket coming in clutch with a 0-second goal. We'll see if they can take it in overtime, but sure, Penta wasn't happy about that one. So trying another one. Pwned with the boost grab. Freaky with the block. They're on offense. They do have control of the ball still. As Pwned will throw that one in front of the net. A second touch. No. K-Dop throws to Fairy Peak. Fairy Peak can't get that past Killer, though. There's a shot now for Freaky. Back in front of the net. Watch out, Fairy Peak. Killer number 7 was ready for a shot there. There's a shot on that, Fairy Peak. Right into his face. Clears it to midfield, but the pressure, we're looking really good from Penta right now. Ooh. Just a miss there with Freaky with the pressure once again, as I just said. Look at this boost starvation rotation. They're making sure they keep him. No! How did they even they were doing so well.
This hurts to watch. This pinch flying towards target.
He did his darndest, but I mean, so well. What do you do against those pinch touches?
You don't.
You don't expect, because if you have a defender that far back and you're not in the lead or anything, it's like you don't have someone to put the pressure on to keep that offense. You have to be up a bit more. You can't expect for those things to happen, but they do.
So the way to deal with situations like that is you need to read more the play than the ball. You need to understand, okay, I know my player has control of the ball, but I also know he's about to get contested, and you want to try and read the angle. Let's say you have a teammate up on the left-hand side of the wall. He's got the ball, right?
Yeah.
And it's kind of a little bit off the wall, and you see someone contesting it straight from the right, or a little bit actually from their net. Your opponent's coming from the opposite side. You know they're going to meet, and the ball's going to be between them. So you know there's a couple of ranges and angles of where you know that ball may or may not go, depending on how they approach it. That's where you kind of want to potentially drop back. You're like, okay, we might be able to go for this, but I don't think he's going to be able to beat out this defender. I think there's going to be a 50-50. I think I need to drop back. Now, obviously, hindsight's 20/20. You can't really think about this as quickly on the spot. You can do your best, but you don't know. You obviously hope your teammate might get the juke, or you hope they don't get the 50-50
There's so many situations that could happen.
It's insane. But obviously the idea, if you're going to play the safeguard, especially in an overtime, you might want to just, okay, I know this is going to get contested. I need to drop back just in case something wild happens. But you really can't play around that. That's the kind of sad part is you really can't play around pinches because they're so rare. And if you're constantly scared of a pinch, you're never going to come up.
Oh, no,
So
exactly. As I said, if you're constantly trying to be aware of that situation specifically, you're going to have a defender way too far back and you're going to have zero pressure.
Yeah.
And you're going to be in your own net anyways. Now we come down into game number 2 of this best of 5. Market Esports versus Penta Sports. First game going to Market when Penta looked like they had control. They were up for a majority of the game with 1 goal. But it got pulled back by Market into an overtime. And it looks like Market already starting up some plays to try to take this game pretty quickly as well.
Ooh, speaking of pinches.
It goes to the far side. Doesn't really result in anything. Thankfully for Penta, it didn't go towards their net again. But a bump there from Mystic sets K-Dop up with a chance to put one on. Far side, K-Dop will get out. Fairy Peak. Mystic will be the ones to carry this play on. Ooh, rough touch there from Fairy Peak and Mystic. Killer just kind of standing there watching everyone fly by it. Can't get control of it though. Freaky to Pwn. Pwn moves in quickly on that one. Very quick player. And in that dominance there as fast as possible every single time in front of the net. Too many defenders there to attack. Then we'll be back to Pwn on that midfield line. Down in front of the box, almost enough for Freaky to put one on target. Minute past, no goals yet, but we're getting close here for Penta as they're starting to put that pressure on we saw in game number 1. It can get scary. We know Market has some great defense here. Nice hard clear for them. That'll set them up for an attack. As he puts one on target, that demo! Get wrecked, son. K-Dop will get a goal because of it.
Mystic put his sights so early on Killer. He was in his own half. He saw Killer number 7 trying to retreat. He's like, I got him. From his own half, he just targeted him. He chased him all the way down. Killer had no idea, came from behind and behind the ball, so ball cam did not incorporate this person trying to come and kill him. He had no idea what was happening. Beautiful play.
Now you can either attribute that to just good game awareness or great communication. Either way, it results in a goal for Market Esports as they put themselves into the lead. Not counting Penta out yet. This is a super, super close series. Freaky tries to set that one down, tries for the read, get the wheel touch. Drop down now, he's angry. Getting a little bit of revenge there. Freaky will take out one of the Market players. As they try to get a play started up here. Back to the other end, Killer loses control. Market now up the other way. Fairy Peak receives a pass from Mystic. Sends some momentum flying back down into Penta's end. Killer 50-50, loses that one. Fairy Peak gets a soft touch, not enough to get it to Mystic. Great attempt though, pass out in front. Flying from the other side is Fairy Peak. 2 attackers there, Mystic, K-Dop ready for Market to get a play started. Scary spot right now for Penta. This could be a scoring opportunity as Fairy Peak moves in. Good boost grabs here coming from Market, the shot. K-Dop, and you can see that coming about 30 seconds ahead.
Watch Mystic. You're not going to be able to see it. Another goalie bump. Another goalie bump. Freaky got slammed into the back of the net. Mystic has his sights set on these boys.
That's scary. Because now not only do you have to watch out for the play, you got to watch out for someone targeting you.
Yep.
That's more on your mind. 2-goal lead now at the halfway mark at game number 2. Market Esports over Penta. Both these teams vying for a spot in the RLCS Season 3 EU League play. Market showing that they wanted a little bit more at this point. Freaky is ready for a setup here. If Pwn can do anything, he'll get out of the way. I wonder if they'll start to employ those tactics themselves because clearly the aggression and the physical play is starting to work for Market. Nice pass out, but a misread there. Freaky trying to finish it. And a nice save from K-Dop is able to keep that one out. 2 minutes left, and look at that. Even at the midfield, they're getting frisky.
Oh,
but there's Pwn with one himself, and that's going to work. The demo and the shot allows his teammate to get the pass right out to the center for him, and they're taking that strat into their own hands.
Pwn got the demo and then also got the shot. That bounce couldn't have worked more better. Couldn't have worked more better. Couldn't have worked better for him.
It could not have worked better.
It could not have worked better for him. Straight off the corner, straight back in front of the net. But either way, the heads-up play on the demo to be able to read that, I didn't even know if it was going to result in anything, but the moment it bounced off that corner, it was in his hands. It was in good hands.
It's turned into an angry match. Everyone running into each other. But right now, Pwn with a flick up. That was a nice flick there, but maybe not trusting Freaky. Goes up for it himself. They send it down into the other end, but with zero control of it. See if they can try to regain that. Nope, Mystic will take that one away from them. All boosted up. Penta looking to make an attack, only 1 goal down. Killer up quick to that one off the backboard. A little bit too far to the side for Freaky to do anything with it, so it'll be Pone that moves in instead. K-Dop losing the control. Couldn't quite get it under control onto the roof of his car there. Does his best to at least just send it to the other end. Mystic quickly meets that one off the wall. Off the corner here, losing control again. K-Dop somehow manages to put it back, but Pone throwing that big block in the way. Let's keep it into the corner. 48 seconds left, 1 goal down still for Penta. If Maka can hold it up, they will find themselves at match point to get into the league play. It's a scary spot right now. Mystic just trying his best to keep them busy in their own end. Mystic with a shot potential off the backboard. That's going to be a third in. No, he's going to wait back. Good smart play there because he saw Killer and Pone both moving up there. Freaky has no teammates to help him out here. He's going to do his best. Just buy some time. Pone off the backboard. Almost getting a dunk himself, actually. Communication over to Killer number 7. With a shot stopped out by Mystic. 10 seconds left now. They still need a goal. Put everything into it, boys. This is what you need. A demo there will only send 2 on offense, and now this is much harder situation. Up into the air this goes. We'll see if Pone has enough boost to set up a play, a pinch to the far side. And I'm sure K-Dop will let this drop, and he does. Market Esports 2-0 in the series, but they are not definitive wins by any means. They have been close.
They have been very close, and Penta is looking to relive the nightmare of last year, or last season, I should say. Technically, it was last year as well. Why not?
I guess that's
Let's
true.
go for the double on that.
You're not wrong.
It's tough. It's tough to watch because I know they are very capable. Right now, they're in a spot where everything, all the weight's on them. It's both good and bad. You kind of have the mentality of like, well, we got nothing else to lose. Well, I mean, we have everything to lose, technically, but we might as well just go in for it. Yep. And just to talk a little about demolitions, we saw a lot that game.
I like blowing things up.
There were a lot of demolitions that game. Essentially, what that does, and we saw it work really well when Pwned used it.
Yes.
I think he blew up K-Dop in the net, and then he just started to rotate out, and then he's like, oh, sweet. A pass right in front of net. I'm just going to take this. No problem. No one really got in his way. But when you demolish someone on the opponent's team, everything they do has to take a pause for 1 second. They have to figure out who just blew up, do I need to take his spot, and I need to pay attention to where he's going to spawn so that I know that he can flow into the rotation. Because you don't want to just let a demolition make you all just sit down and be like, oh, crap. Everyone just retreat. Don't worry about it. You really have to be careful as to how you approach the next 5-10 seconds. The moment your ally gets demolished.
It's because it's not even just getting back into the game that you have to wait for. You have to wait for them, as you said, to get back into the rotation. You have to now set something back up based on the play around you. And because it's Rocket League, a physics-based game, it's different situation every single time.
Yep.
This is a match point game, number 3 in this best of 5. Market Esports sitting up 2-0 against Penta Esports. If they win this one, Penta unfortunately will be going home 2 seasons in a row. Market Esports looking for that 6th league play spot in season 3 of the RLCS. Off the bat here, both teams again trying to feel it out. You get control. Kickoffs, first kickoff the game can prove to be a little more tame than the rest of them. Very big shot on net, though. That ain't tame. What a play coming out from Market Mystic with the finisher.
Working so well together off the sidewall. Fairy Peak puts it just off target. We talk about what that does. It forced the defender to at least make the jump until he could fully predict that it wasn't a net. He didn't know right off the bat. He didn't know.
No, he didn't. And when you have a guy attacking that quickly right after that, good follow-up from Mystic, knowing he had very limited time to put that in the back of the net. 1 goal lead in the first minute now for Market Esports. See if they extend that lead. They've won 2 in a row now. No answer from Penta quite yet. But they're doing a really good job of keeping the pace up. They're showing a great amount of skill here. Pwned, my MVP of this team. See if they get play out of their own end here. That's rough. Market moving in hard, missing K-Dop, trying to get another one of those plays set up. Now Pwned with a boost and a demo and a pass. Almost had a play set up there.
Almost a trifecta. Oh, but then now they're on a retreated defense. Freaky's going to have to hit that, and no one can follow it up. Freaky almost getting there.
That's a pass up, though, to Pwned. He might be able to get a redirect or a pass to Freaky. Maybe a redirect would have been better. Mystic was able to intercept that play and send it back the other way. And look at this counterattack, how fast Mystic gets back onto offense from defense. Pwn to pass up to Killer. A little bit too far out of his reach, though. Fairy Peak is able to stuff that one past. Went out at least one 50-50, but not the other. Killer off the backboard. Mystic there to greet that one. Fairy Peak a flick to himself. Another shot, just a little bit wide there. Killer hitting the brakes. He's on the wall, though. This is a rough spot. He does manage to get that away from Mystic as he goes flying away. Freaky giving away possession a bit here. Pwn tried to recover the situation, wasn't able to. Killer, ooh, bad landing there, throws himself out of the play. Don't know what they were trying to do there, but Fairy Peak did his darndest to get a pass out. Kate up at the midfield line. As we hit that mid-mark in game number 3. One goal right now is giving Mocket Esports the lead, and Penta, if not answered, will be dropped out of the RLCS.
Penta seems to be a little bit off the rocker at the moment. A couple of late decisions, a couple of bumps on each other as well. Hoping they're not caving under pressure right now, but one goal down, their last opportunity. I can't imagine they feel too great, but there it is!
A mistouch coming out from Mocket. Throws that right out into the box for Killer number 7.
Oh, as he was falling down, it smacked right off him in the corner, but Killer number 7 was so poised and ready. Just smacked it right into the side of the net.
Gotta watch out for that on defense. Mocket throwing away that 1-point lead. Now with 2 minutes left, they can get it back. But it's been such a close game, it ain't gonna be easy. Will we see Penta pull a game away from them? Fairy Peak trying to get that play started up. Mystic missed that initial touch. Both teams setting up for a play here. We saw Freaky up. He's out of the play now. And a demo. Mystic. What? Oh, that was great all around. A bump at midfield. He couldn't get back. Then a demo in the net. You can't see the bump off field, but incredible. And Mystic capitalizing on it with, obviously at that level, pretty simple mechanics.
I am absolutely loving seeing these demolitions come into play. It adds a whole new tactic and a whole new thing you have to worry about as a defender. You can't just sit and wait for the ball anymore. You can't just try and be the shot. You also got to make sure you can see all your opponents. The moment one is off camera, you have to start worrying. Listen for their boost. You have your headphones a lot of times.
Headphones are important.
They honestly, the audio in this game is very important for knowing when someone's going to sneak up on you.
Or knowing when your teammate's about to jump up for something behind you so you don't go up as well. Very important to have good audio and a good pair of headsets when you're playing this game. All of it's important, and right now, what's important for PENTA Esports is to get another goal, because they find themselves once again at a deficit and at a die situation in this do or die. Pwned off the backboard. Killer waiting for that backdrop. Maybe should have been up sooner. Fairy Peak is going to be able to steal that one away. Freaky trying to bring the situation back into their hands. Fairy Peak trying to get a cool setup there, but misses. And there's a demo. And that on target, that would have been a goal there. It still results in a goal, and now Mocket Esports, because of a demo again, get another goal.
It's just too much to handle. Mystic, he gets the demo and then he just leaves. He just left immediately. Fairy Peak came in for that second pass, but he just gets a demolition. He doesn't even bother trying to follow anything up. He's like, I've done my job. I can leave.
Okay, see you later.
I've done my duty to my team. I'm just gonna blow him up and then just dip.
I mean, it works. He's got the confidence. You know what? Cool guys don't look at explosions.
Oh, I'm loving it, man.
Mystic is a pretty cool guy. As we come down to the 42 seconds remaining in this match, 2 goals behind. Penta can pull this back, but they have to put everything. This is literally the end for them. I think it just got solidified.
I think this might be it.
Oh no, Penta. Not what we wanted to see.
Penta reliving the anti-dream.
I mean, at least we got to stream them this time.
You know, one step closer, but still, it's got to be frustrating. It's frustrating for us too. Penta's a team that we've always wanted to see, you know, go toe-to-toe week by week with a lot of these really, really big names, big teams. But again, just a little bit short. Getting knocked in the lower bracket a little bit earlier than we'd expected, and then putting themselves in this situation where they have to go against Mocket, one of the powerhouse names in Europe.
It's so rough when you meet up like someone with this down in the lower bracket, and it's like, oh, come on, man. Why me? Why us? Unfortunately, that's a situation, but on the positive side, I'm looking very much forward to seeing some more of Mocket Esports as they solidify themselves a spot into the RLCS Season 3 European League play.
Congratulations. Market, I'm sure it had to have been scary, getting so close, but the game they had in the upper bracket was definitely not easy, to say the least.
No.
And then going down and playing against PENTA, I'm sure they were a little scared. I mean, PENTA is a team that we always do pose as a pretty big threat to every team that comes in. They've always got that overthrow aspect. They could easily throw a team that we expect to just dominate everybody and just chuck them under the bus and take the victory. Sadly, they weren't able to today. In PENTA, we will see them yet again fall just short in another season.
I know. I mean, the positive side, you got to look at it, is they got a little bit further this time.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, again, I think a lot of people were hoping and expecting them to get into that league play, and I think we're all throwing our hearts out to them. Unfortunately, they do get knocked out. But again, once again, congratulations to Market Esports. They find themselves at 6th spot in the league play. But more about our league play and all the bracket, maybe not league play yet, but the bracket, the guys on the desk.
Thank you, Leaf and Bindable Carpet, and congratulations to Market Esports. They had a tough bracket draw earlier, having to go against Pocket Aces, ended up falling just barely 2-3. I know they have plenty of fans out there who would be hoping that they would win this match, and they did. A nice victory for them there, a sweep. Pretty convincing there for Market.
It was tough for game one. Game one, heartbreaker for PENTA, and that's like the exact thing that PENTA did not need at that time. They're probably really nervous already. They're up 1-0 the entire game. 0 seconds left. Pondex almost makes the save, but Fairy Peak scores. And then Pondex, I'm pretty sure that was an own goal. I don't think that was actually in. I think it was going to hit off the post here. It's hard to tell. It's extremely close, but you got to make those saves at these moments.
At the same time, I understand, like, even if you're not going to leave that up to chance, like, at any time you see those shots, like, if it's remotely near your net, I'm not going to risk it. I have to go up and try to make that save. Unfortunately, not the one he's looking for. But after a while, it started just being all Mystic. Like, Mystic really popped off. He got Demo's bumps. He was coming up for offense. He was going back for defense. Like, he was all over the field.
Yeah, game two, Market won 2-1. Both were because Mystic demoed the goalie. One was his assist, one was an assist for Fairy Peak as well. But Mystic, he played well during the first series as well. I feel like he was the MVP of that squad for today.
Right.
And hats off to him. He found a new squad after getting kicked from Northern Gaming, and they're looking really strong. A lot of people think they're a #1 contender here. Just had a bad draw against Pocket, a team that I think normally they beat, but they're still in, so now they can regroup and get ready for league play.
It's fun to see all these storylines unfold, especially in regards to the different roster changes that we're seeing within the RLCS. You mentioned it, Mystic, not on Northern Gaming anymore, finds a new squad in Market. It was really fun for me to watch him play as well as he did to push his team into league play, and that's something that's going to develop as the season goes along. But guys, Market compared to the rest of the teams, now that we have, I think at this point, 6 teams qualified from the European region with 2 more to go. Where do you see Market fitting into the bigger picture here?
It's so jumbled at the top. Like, Flipside Northern looked really good today. They didn't look really good during the offseason. Market was kind of the opposite, looking really good during the offseason. Didn't look great against Pocket. Like, they still played well, but you have to win that series. They can definitely contend for a #1 spot. Like, I could see them contending for one of those buys. Like, we had a 3-way tie last year. We could easily see that again with Market being one of those teams.
Yeah, I mean, you see Fairy Peak as a new face. For those that don't know him, he's a very, very good mechanically sound ones player. It's where he got his name from. Almost robotic in his plays. He doesn't really make mistakes. And you could tell that he was a little nervous here and there. He wasn't playing to his full potential. And as these guys get more comfortable in league play, like, watch out. It's going to be a scary team. Definitely top 4, no problem.
All right, we'll see what happens. Again, league play starts next week. Every weekend we got Rocket League going on, so no reason to be anywhere but twitch.tv/Rocket League. That being said, it's time for the matches to continue. Coming up next, it's Leaf versus Leftovers. I wonder if Leaf is casting that one. I guess we'll find out. We're going to take a short break here from the RLCS. We'll be right back.